My name is Nassim Sabs.
Makes me wonder just how many of them are actually around us. Right? Well, the thing is, though, is it's hard to tell the difference unless God lets you know. It's hard to tell the difference between someone that is demon possessed and they're manifesting a devil inside of their body, but they're 100% a human being, versus someone who is literally a devil. They're not a human being at all, and they're actually a devil, and they just look like a person. So there's a difference between a person that's an actual literal like human being that just has devils inside of them, and the devil is taking their body over and making their body all look like that, versus a person that is not a human being. Okay, meaning God didn't make them. They're some type of hybrid devil, and they're not a person at all, and they're not a human being. They just look like a person. And so it's really hard for me to tell the difference between them, because I always default to them being a human being, and I know I shouldn't do that, but it's the only way I can deal with it. Because unless I see more evidence of them not being a human being and them just being something that makes themselves look like a person, I just automatically assume that they are a person, but they're just demon possessed with devils inside. Just like you said, don't get into a fight because you never know what it is. Right? So, exactly. Like, a person can. Okay, so there's people, they're not human beings, meaning they weren't born from human beings. They're just devils, and they look exactly like a person, but they're not a person. And so when they die, they don't go to heaven because they're not even a person. And then you have like regular people that have devils and shit inside of them that make them be able to do things. And then you have regular people that have powers that make them be able to do things. See? And so either the person is not even a person at all, the person is a person, but they have devil power, or the person is a person and they have some kind of ability. And so either way, it's fucked up. So if a person messes with the wrong person, and that person that they mess with has a power, then they're dead. That's it. That's it. You don't know who has powers. You don't even know if the person is a person or not. So it's like best not to fight at all. It's best to just walk away from everything. Okay, moving on. Like that's the whole thing. Like but people, they don't understand that, and so they think that they can pick fights, and then next thing you know, the person is dead because they fucked with the wrong person. They fucked with the person that had power. They fucked with the person that had training, or they fucked with a person and they weren't even a human being. They were some kind of fucking devil, and they just made themselves to look like a human being, and then they died, and that's it. It's a very dangerous place. You can't mess around. Okay. How do you know if there's weird shit going on in a town? Because they're fucking military fucking bases. Okay? Because if the base is a major one, there's fucking underground bases with devils living underneath the fucking ground, directly connected to the fucking Canadian military base. And you have all these fucking shit in there. So it's gonna be all fucked up. So, like I was telling you before, on the border of Alberta and Northwest Territories, there's that park there. It's right at the southern border of and the northern border of the Alberta and Northwest Territories. There's a park. There's a big park there, It's like huge. It takes up like the big spot. You know, I looked at it on the map, on Google Maps, and there's a fucking underground base around there. It's fucked up. Okay, and if you actually look at the lake, there's something. It's called like Slave Lake. Okay, it's fucked up. There's a lake called Slave Lake in Canada, near where the fucking thing is.
You're about to see an incredible human document. An encounter with forces that no one on this earth really understands. You may find it shocking, impossible. But it is nevertheless evidence of a universe beyond the power of our five senses.
Back in 2005, the invasion had already begun. And these are the ways they do things. This is how they've been taking over the world. Everyone's waiting for an outward manifestation of UFOs to attack the world, and that means the aliens are here. They've been working here all along. The invasion already began in 2005. They're replacing people all over the planet with fakes. India, the Middle East, those were the first target areas. And like I said, ask yourself, why does Beijing have the largest cloning facility in the world? Why do they need a clone when they have 1.2 billion people in population as it is? Why do they need more clones? Because they're replacing the real humans with clones. And then you take the real human, you stick it in the base, and you practice science with it, like Neuralink. They use these people as guinea pigs and lab rats to perfect their technologies. That's how they got the whole idea with the chip implanting, connecting them to the main computer, the beast computers. They've been using people as lab rats for years to be experimented on. They can wire your brain. They're doing it now. It's called Neuralink. Only I don't think anybody else has picked up the thing that I did on the two different aspects of how they're doing it. With the first, the John A being locked up in the base, and John B living in society as the real person. And the reason they're so lifelike and so sellable that you never think that it's a fake is because he thinks, speaks, and does exactly the same thing as John A would do. They're already doing it, folks. They've already fooled you. If I named politicians that are actually neural-laced already, you would die. You would die. It's already been in your faces. And I like how they say AIs, robots, robotic, whatever, synthetics. And when they show them, they look like those Iron Man type robots, aluminum metal type, whatever. Really? They're so far beyond that. If you want to see the AI robots that they say they're working on, just turn to Fox News. Any of them, the news reporters, and ask yourself, why do they all have voices? Why do their other voices sound so familiar? Especially with the women. Like they all share the same voice box. And you hear it in the clones on the fake commercials during the day, too. Daytime TV commercials. They all have that same fake. Well, it's just the same voice. It's just a female voice. Yeah, I guess, hey, cheap labor. You don't really have to pay them. You just turn them off after the broadcast or after they do their little commercial. You just put them back in the box. Turn them off and put them back in the box. We're surrounded by fakes. Everything is just an illusion for the puppets that are controlling the earth.